In vocal awareness, there is no off switch. Put yourselves in stature. Stature lifts us, helps us engage core, opens our chests. Good work, team.
Finding your voice is vital in today's media landscape. For prospective future broadcasters like Jets running back Matt Forté, the NFL is here to help.
The thing I'll ask you all to do is find your voice. Give me a reason to listen to you.
The NFL's annual Broadcasting Bootcamp puts current and former players through a gauntlet of media training to prepare them for a career after football.
We all have crutches. I mean, I have them, we have, you don't even realize you're saying, you know, or, but if you watch yourself and you listen to it, it'll kind of catch you. You're like, wow, I didn't realize I was saying that much. And then you'll become aware of it.
A lot goes into being a broadcaster, but there's a lot that you don't know that goes on behind the scenes, like the production meetings.
The pronunciations of names is like the basics. Because once you mispronounce a name, they actually don't think you know what you're talking about.
They have to study film like we do to back up the facts that they're talking about on TV.
There's a wide gap between knowing football and being able to articulate the details and nuances of it on television. Here's a play that comes from week 16 this past year. So there's a lot of elements to this play.
The transition from being a player to a broadcaster is enormous. You know football as a player, but now you're not playing, you're articulating the game.
These two teams went at it in week 4. Pittsburgh wins by 29, so revenge might be a factor, but you got to be careful, right?
Yeah, if I'm Pittsburgh Steelers right now, you have to forget about that week 4 win, the blowout that you had against the Chiefs, because if you go into this game thinking that's going to be the same, then you guys might get blown out yourself, because I know the Chiefs have forgotten about that game, and I know the fans have as well.
With each lesson comes an assignment. Forté's final task, breaking down the draft class of the Indianapolis Colts. Like in a typical broadcast, preparation for live television begins in a production meeting.
I ended up going with the Indianapolis Colts. They needed some help in the defensive backfield. They ended up going Malik Hooker and Quincy Wilson in the first 2 rounds.
It's pretty intense because there's a lot of coaching that's going on, but most of these players take well to coaching. The one thing you might say here with Indianapolis, Matt, is they have a new general manager in town. Maybe this is his approach. When you tell them what they're deficient at or what they need to do better at, they want to go work on it.
I should have, because he drafted me, actually.
That's something you can kind of lead off with. Hey, when I was in Chicago, I was a 2nd round pick out of Tulane because of the general manager.
I'm getting taught and learning lessons from the guys who have been doing this the longest and have been the best at it.
After a long day of instruction, the boot camp's curriculum is put to the test in the studio.
In 5, 4, 3 seconds, 2.
Back in the boot camp with Matt Forté and DeMarcus Ware talking surprise teams of 2017. There are really a lot of directions you could go here, Matt, but I'm only giving you one.
Well, if I have to go with one, I'm going to say the Indianapolis Colts. Why? They have a new GM in Chris Ballard, who obviously drafts great players because he drafted myself when I was in Chicago. And I'm pretty confident that he can put a really good team around him.
Known for his versatility, Matt Forté's greatest trait on the field has also prepared him for what comes next off it.